Hey everybody, it's Merlin here, and apparently we can go on for 8 hours now. Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah, well, I kind of felt like doing this because turns out that actually, you know what? I'm gonna turn off this light. It's way too bright. Okay, not that one. Wait, this one. Okay. Yes, way too bright. Yeah. Well, it turns out that due to weather. Basically, there was a massive storm, more or less. So I didn't have to come to work today. I actually drove to work, and they said, "Oh yeah, there was a message we sent out." And of course, I didn't get it because my phone was dead and charging. So anyway, I'm home now, and I decided, what the heck, I'll try and do a Q&A with you guys if anybody's available. And yeah, it's kind of like that basically. So as usual, there's nobody here because this is kind of spur of the moment and everybody's always busy. So I guess right now I'm just gonna kind of look at some stuff, trying to catch up on a few things. See, maybe let's see what's going on in the good old world here. All right, we've got a couple things here. Oh, nice, nice. All right, just kind of this is always the awkward part when nobody's around. Let's see, maybe. Let's see what I can do to get some people in here. That's one of the negatives of doing something in the middle of the day, I guess. But what the heck, I'm just gonna fill the time. Honestly, if nobody comes to show up here, I'll just have to figure out something else. Uh, yeah, I've got a Daredevil video coming up. Actually, it's I'm going to talk a little bit about the '03 movie with Ben Affleck as Daredevil and kind of my thoughts about how that's going to relate to him as Batman in the future. So that's a pretty good video. I'm probably going to start working on that, and depending on how much feedback I get from this, if this picks up at all, I might not just do this much longer and just go immediately to that. But as you can see, Merlin's beard has a beard, so yes, it's quite impressive. I know people seem shocked by it. It is pretty mighty. Let's see. Forgive me, I've got a little bit of a cough thing going on. Let's see here. Let's check out my channel. I'm just kind of curious to see if there's any evidence to the contraire. Let's go on. Let's go on to Google Plus, I guess, and share some stuff. We did a Yamcha video with the Phantom group recently. We had a discussion about how he's kind of like this pathetic but sort of amazing, unique character, because Yamcha has really gained this kind of fan base of hate for so many years. Like, he is literally the butt of jokes for Dragon Ball, especially Dragon Ball Z, because it's just so damn useless. I mean, he's a complete slacker, obviously. And he has obviously become the joke. You all know this. And the question we asked was basically, why is this? And it doesn't seem like there's ever really been that many other characters that have had that level of fame and ironically enough, maybe popularity based upon how much they suck. I think the only other one we thought was a big example like that might have been Sakura. But I don't know. I actually think that Sakura was a little more successful than Yamcha. Plus, she was like, one of the main characters. So I don't know if it's quite as bad. Like Yamcha's fall was just like went from being major member of the group to essentially being nobody. But it was partially his own fault, as far as I'm concerned. Let's see here. Actually, I know what one way I can fill the time. Maybe I'll just kind of do okay. Let me see what I can actually pull up here. I know I saved some of these old documents. Let's check this out. Let's see here. Okay, actually, I do have that. That's pretty cool. I think I have. Oh, let's open it up as a WordPad document, because I actually don't have Word at the moment because I'm cool like that. Yes, I have this old request thing. Maybe I'll just talk about some of these old ones just to kind of get them out of the way, because I have like favorite boss fights. What? I'm guessing that was just what? Okay, I'm actually looking at these older. All right, this is what I'll do. Okay, because there's really nobody on here, I'm just going to go through this list. I have this really old list of, oh wow, this, Okay, some of these might be harder to do, but okay, let's see here. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah. All right. All right. All right. All right. Okay. This was a while ago. There was like, okay, literally, I think close to a year ago or something. There was this anime tag that was supposed to be a sequel to an original tag that I did for this. It was the anime villains tag. It was pretty successful. They, I think, Boobab Anime and uh, Anime Hero tried to start another one. It was basically the Anime Hero tag. Didn't pick up. It was kind of part of my responsibility. I was supposed to spread it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a video, I guess, starting that tag because I really think that that's just something I've been wanting to do for a while. I haven't gotten around to it. So I'll have to work on that tag video. But yeah, basically it's going to be kind of similar to the anime villains tag, if any of you remember that, but it's going to be more hero based. So look forward to get some ideas floating around for that. Let's see if there's some other things I can just talk about based on these requests kind of on the fly. Let's see. One Piece QA wanted me to do some Game of Thrones discussions. Now, there was actually one thing that kind of bugged me about Game of Thrones for a while now, and maybe I'm in the minority about this because I'm not super caught up with it, but I know basically what happens. Okay, the thing about Game of Thrones, that one thing I think is kind of ironic, it's one of the things people have noticed about the series, is that basically, if you're a good character, basically if you're a Stark or you're allied with the Starks, you're gonna die. You're gonna die horribly, and it really sucks. And it's frustrating because I think some people have expressed that dissatisfaction with the show because it's difficult to follow a protagonist that, you know, at any point in time, if they seem like they're a good person, they're probably going to die. Now, personally, I think one of the cool things about Game of Thrones is how much it channels along actual medieval history. Because quite frankly, I mean, just in terms of conquest and politics, there was always a lot of backstabbing, especially in those times. And I think that Game of Thrones kind of mirrors that pretty closely, which is one of the cool things about it. I think that the book series and the films are really, really good at drawing you in and keeping you interested, even as all these good characters do die and new ones come in, and anyone could die at any time, and you still are interested in the characters enough to continue following them. I mean, hey, I still think there are some good characters. I think Jon Snow is a good example of that, and I think Daenerys. I'm still curious to see what's going to happen with her. And you know, there are a lot of people that I could see succeeding, and I guess potentially could go on forever. But you know, I mean, there's Tyrion. I mean, there are some good characters, but to be honest, in terms of whether or not how morally good they are, that's another question entirely. I think one thing that bothered me though about it was I had this question: is that in regards to Game of Thrones, does honor doom you? Because I feel like anybody that is honorable does die. Like specifically anybody with a strict moral code. Now, the reason I'm going to bring this up is because my favorite character in Game of Thrones died way back in season 1. Okay, so what was the biggest death in season 1? People did die. Obviously, of course, you know we're talking about Ned Stark, and yeah, it's because he's Sean Bean. He's basically channeling Boromir, but no, like this character was such a good guy. He was the main character of the first season of the first book, basically, you know, and he exposes the conspiracy, finds out about Joffrey, and he dies. And he wants to do the right thing, and he's so conflicted. But he is, you know, we want to see him stop, you know, getting the illegal people on the throne, the people that don't deserve it. Though the interesting thing about it is, you know, if you look at Ned Stark and you look at, you know, Robert and you look at basically all the houses, we see that these are very multifaceted characters, and they're all have potential to be evil, to potential to be bad. Honestly, it's true. It's pretty bad. And even Ned, he had to make the difficult decisions of a king, but he could do pretty bad things. We know he has done bad things, obviously, to get where he is. He made those sacrifices, and he did meet his end. So it is frustrating to me that my favorite character has been dead for a while, but I still love the series. Uh, but I just feel like it's interesting. I think the most honorable character got the most time in his particular season and probably had the most significant death. Because if you think about it, Game of Thrones really, from this point on, is about, at least in regards to Sansa and Brienne, is to avenge their father. I mean, really, it's just the kind of the saving of everyone by the House of the Starks. But we're claiming the throne from the Lannisters. Of course, the series could go a number of different ways, but that's how I've always perceived it. And maybe that's because I like Ned Stark so much. I mean, I don't know. I know a lot of people probably did, and nobody talks about him anymore. But he is really crucial. Like he was basically the main character season 1, and his death had this huge impact. And I guess now that Joffrey's dead, spoilers, for a few people that don't know, I guess he got some of that satisfaction. But we're still trying to recover that, and it's got to be difficult, that's for sure. But yeah, that's just a little thing I was wondering about Game of Thrones, like the whole honor in regards to Ned Stark. Let's see here. What's something else I can use to fill the time? Batman character discussions. That's what Dead wanted me to do. Let's see here. What's something randomly Batman related I could talk about? That is a good question. Well, something Batman related. Okay. You know what? I'm actually gonna talk about this now. A lot of these shows that are on right now. One of the big issues is that Marvel, like in terms of the cinematics, has been really winning. Okay, like really, they're dominating right now. They are so far ahead. They were able to publish, and advertise and make this movie Guardians of the Galaxy, which is based on a very obscure Marvel property, which is very silly, which is very much more like DC comics than most Marvel comics, and they made it one of the most popular movies. Just telling you right now, it's my favorite of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's probably one of my favorite superhero movies of all time. Guardians of the Galaxy is amazing. But the point is they were able to pull that off. DC Comics is struggling right now, struggling to actually achieve even doing this whole Justice League, and they're trying to model it off of the Marvel Universe, but they're doing it completely the wrong way. They're rushing into it. They're not building up their world. They're trying to strike while the iron's hot. Okay, obviously, everybody knows this. But I think it's interesting, though, because at the moment, though, DC is gaining more popularity. They're actually, I think, if possible, reaching out to a wider audience, and maybe they're not making as much money technically, but they're catching up in a different way. They're catching up like they usually have through television. You see, in the history of the comics and other mediums, I think that Marvel has typically dominated in video games, and I guess cartoons generally, but throughout the 80s and the 90s and into the early 2000s. But originally, the movies were primarily the biggest ones were Superman and Batman, DC Comics, and their cartoons were actually much bigger. I mean, obviously, the Spider-Man animated series and the X-Men animated series and Hulk and Silver Surfer and Fantastic Four, they were all fun shows, and they're all good, but they're very steeped in nostalgia for a lot of people, including myself, and I think that they do have some issues. Particularly, though, I think the only one that might have been really, really, like, technically good, in terms of, like, its absolute quality was probably X-Men. Spider-Man was really good, I think, in the early seasons, but I kind of feel like it lost its place, and they also recycled a lot of animation, etc. But they did have the best Spider-Man ever, basically. The point is, though, in terms of cartoons and television in general, DC was always winning that battle because they had Batman the animated series, and they had everything stemmed from that. They actually did what Marvel's doing now. I think they actually took their example from DC in a different way, because really, DC based their world around Batman the animated series and expanded it into Batman Beyond, Justice League, Static Shock. They had this huge franchise that spanned, 15 years? I think from like 92 to like 2006 until Justice League Unlimited ended. And they still had movie properties that are coming out to this day. So in a different venue, not on the big screen, but on the small screen, DC has been winning, actually. And they're still winning because now with shows like Arrow, and more recently, we have Gotham and The Flash, they're actually increasing their popularity even more. Now, it's kind of fascinating because, okay, and I think Constantine as well is a Vertigo property, but still related to that. Okay. Well, all right, I'm just going to put this out there right now. I don't like these new shows that much. I'll be completely honest. I know that since I'm a bigger DC fan, this this might surprise people. Okay, I think okay, Green Arrow is like one of my favorite comic book characters of all time. I mean, really, Green Arrow is awesome. The problem with the show is that they don't really do him justice. They basically turned him into a Batman ripoff. Now, it's ironic because Green Arrow basically is a Batman ripoff in the comics, but he's kind of self-aware. He's got a bigger sense of humor. He's a jokester. He's kind of more like Tony Stark. He's basically like Bruce Wayne if he didn't have the dark brooding persona. Not saying his stories can't be dark. I'm just saying he has kind of that goofy personality. In the show, they basically eliminated that. You know, first of all, they don't call it Green Arrow. They call it Arrow, which is stupid. I'm sorry. Like, why don't just call him Green Arrow? I mean, that's what his name is. You know, you don't call the Green Hornet Hornet. Come on. That really irritates me. But whatever. People like it. I mean, I watched like 2 episodes of it, and I don't know. I'm not saying it's the worst thing ever. I feel like it has potential. People have told me it's gotten better, but the point is, Arrow, I'm glad people like it, but I'm not that into it. Gotham, apparently people like too. And I guess if it's an introduction to the general world of Batman, it's okay, I guess. But God, it's just so cheesy. The characters are not that well written. It's really, it makes Gordon look incompetent, and it just kind of teases the audience. Like, why not just make a show about Batman? You have Bruce Wayne there. What's he going to do? Nothing. He's 10 years old. They just to force him into the plot randomly just to show, oh, yeah, this is still kind of a Batman show, and we're going to have all the villains who are like twice as old as Batman show up years before he was Batman and be well established, even though Batman's not doing anything. So that's the frustrating part. I mean, granted, it's not a very well-written show anyway, but it's not even a real Batman show. Like, you know, and I'm not saying I like, okay, Gotham, GCPD, that's a good comic, but he's there. It's not like Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne should be off training. That would at least, okay, and you don't have to release every single villain immediately. The show is going to get really big and then it's going to lose steam because, let's be honest, I mean, unless they're trying to do another Smallville, you know, and that's the really frustrating part. I think they're going off Smallville, but at least Smallville had the hero in it doing the superhero things he was doing. He was essentially Superman towards the end, basically. You know, so that's the thing that's frustrating about Gotham is that it's kind of a joke. It really is. It's just a joke. Yeah, and it looks like I got a couple viewers now. So yeah, guys, if this is a Q&A, by the way, I'm just kind of ranting now. Just going off some old requests. You could send in some questions about things if you want. I'll see if I can find them because, as usual, Google Plus is not my friend, so I never know exactly what's going on. But I'll see if I can find them for you. But yeah, but in terms of Gotham, I don't really like it. I think The Flash is actually probably the best one out of the 3. It's still really cheesy, and I still think that The Flash deserves a better show than something that can be put on the CW. To be completely honest, you know, I'm sorry. I just think that's the way it is. When you get right down to it, but you know, it's just frustrating. You know, I mean, I'm happy it's getting popularity, but I'm not as satisfied with it, to be completely honest. Let's see here. Can I find my stuff? Let's see here. Let's see if I can actually find my. See, I can never find the place where they leave the questions. It's always really frustrating. I hate it. I just hate how it's set up, honestly. I really do. Let's see if I can find you. Hold on. Corner office. Ooh, the corner office. Well, moving up in the world. Studio. Seriously, YouTube changes things so much constantly. I don't even know anymore. Videos. Wait. Could it be? No, not live events. Here we are. Seriously, everything is so hidden in here now. But let's be honest. Bitching about YouTube would be a whole video in and of itself. Come on, you. All right, let's see here. Let's see. Now you guys can just watch me suffer as I try to figure this out. Okay, come on. Yeah. Okay, I think I found it. Yay! Found the link. Okay, this is it. Let's see if it's me. Gauges things so much. I think that's me. Yep. Yay. Oh, Jay the Light Seeker. Yeah, first comment. Hells yeah, on Wednesday. Yeah, before Thanksgiving. Uh, you're feeling tons of crappy today? Why is that, man? I'm not feeling too great myself. I'm actually, believe it or not, I'm actually doing this as kind of a way to just sort of improve the air around here. Unfortunately, there's kind of bit of a little bit of a family emergency. Somebody's not doing too well in the hospital. Actually, my aunt and yeah, she's it just kind of came out of nowhere, and it's kind of something everybody's dealing with it. And it sucks that it has to happen around Thanksgiving, but it's just the way it is. I just hope she's doing okay. So yeah, if anybody was watching wants to send some thoughts or prayers, whatever you can do, just hey, any positive energy is always accepted. But yeah, so I'm just kind of trying to stay positive, trying to be productive. Just have a little fun best I can. But yeah, so yeah, Jay's not doing so hot. So maybe that's going around. I don't know. But yeah, in any case, yeah, just yeah, guys, spread it around, share it, like whatever, uh, yeah, all that good stuff. I guess what invites people. Oh yeah, you know what I'll do? I'll actually see if I'll probably try to keep this just between the subscribers and everybody. So because I think that's fair. I think I don't do enough like actual Q&A directly, so I'll probably invite some people along. But I'm just gonna keep this strictly Q&A for a bit. I'll probably just go on for. I don't know if we have to go on the full 8 hours, but we could go on for like maybe an hour. Uh, yeah, Jay, hope you feel better, and if you want to let me know what's going on, we don't really have much else to talk about right now, so feel free. Though I have been wanting to talk a little bit about something, and it's something a little more. Okay, let's go on skip. Let's go on skip. Streaming. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, hopefully we'll get a little more now with the Pantam group, the Pantam Goop, the Pantam Goop. Yes. Let's see here. Ask question. Cool bean. Yeah, I'm just like I put to the like okay, so Z's gonna be joining us, hopefully asking some questions. Yeah, hopefully. We'll see. I still need to hang out with that guy. Oh yeah. People start now. Now the audience is coming in. See, that's how it always starts. It's always really quiet, really mellow, and then it's like dun 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 dun. The crescendo of like classical music rises, and then yes, Merlin streams. I need to do more of these, but life's just so busy. I'm telling you. But what was I complaining about? Let's see here. What other things we can talk about? I did my Walter White discussion. I actually did a video on that, so I'm going to actually knock that off the list here. Rick Grimes. Okay. All right. Let's talk about Rick Grimes. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this was a request from Dad a while back. I might do an official video about it, but all right, I just have to say, okay, Rick Grimes. Well, first of all, I'm not caught up in Walking Dead. I'm done with the show. So I'll be honest. I will base what I know about the show thus far that I've seen and the comics that I've read. I like Rick Grimes. I thought they got a good actor to portray him. I think he is a good, strong leader. He has this very charismatic personality because he's this good balance I think you can find in a leader in a lot of fiction, because not only is he kind of really strong, like he can handle a lot of stress, handle a lot of pressure, and make deliberate decisions. He has compassion. He genuinely cares about his family. He cares about people around him. And it's just kind of fun to see him slowly just disintegrate over time as there's just more and more stress. I like the Rick Grimes character, but I will admit, as the series goes on, at least in terms of the television show, I feel like he's just slowly gotten more and more insane. Like he's slowly eaten away. He's become less impressive. Maybe that's because of Carl just becoming more whiny, the fact that he tolerates him. I mean, a lot of people hated Carl too, and I think that you kind of have to take Rick and Carl hand in hand, obviously, because you have that father-son dynamic. One can't be absent without the other. So, if you can tolerate Carl, I think you could have more of an appreciation for Rick. If you can't, I think that you'll dislike him. But I think a lot of people have to step back and say to themselves, all right, remember, this is still father-son. If you're a parent, you can channel that. So I like Rick Grimes, but, I don't think he's, I don't think he's like on the same caliber as Walter White. That's a totally different type of AMC drama. This isn't Mad Men, but I think in terms of the show, he's still probably my favorite character, I guess, thus far. If he's still alive, I have no idea. But, people like him for a reason. I think there's a reason why. I think he's a good main character to structure that story around. So I guess that answers that question. Let's see what peeps have been saying. I got to refresh this page. Oh, yeah, check out these questions. Got to get some refresh. Come on. Come on. You fresh it himself. Yeah. I'm going to silence that so that doesn't happen anymore. All right. Come on, you fool. You fool. Okay. And, of course, now it's going to take forever to load. My apologies for, the internet being internety. Like The Secret of Arietti, Secret of Internetti. Did anybody ever see that movie? It's a pretty good Miyazaki movie. Ooh, speaking of which, I don't know if anybody cares, but Miyazaki's not quitting. Yay, he decided he's not going to totally retire. He's going to do some manga or something. So, yay, Miyazaki, thank God, because you're the only thing keeping Ghibli alive. I'm telling you, Studio Ghibli, I'm sorry, no offense to his son, but Tales of Earthsea was weird. It was an uneven narrative, and look, the guy's not his dad, and maybe that's an unfair comparison, but look, I know you can retire if you want to, but seriously, the guy's awesome. So Miyazaki's doing more stuff. Thank you. Hooray. All right. Let's see here. Oh, okay. I got some comments. Oh, thanks, Jay. Appreciate it. Opinion on the Arkham games. Oh, I saw the trailer for the newest game, Arkham Knight. Oh, God, it looks so good. But I don't have a PS4, so I guess I'll have to buy it. I think it's coming out for 360, but if it isn't, I'm going to have to get a PS4 because I cannot wait. I love the Arkham games, and you should just tell by the expression on my face, man. I love Arkham. I love those games. Okay. Arkham Asylum, I think, was a really good starting point. I think it's a very good game. I tried to play it a second time, and I didn't think it was quite as good the second time around, but I still liked it. I think the best thing about the game for me was actually the narrative component, was actually the cutscenes they implemented and how they kind of. I love it when games manage to actually bring the gameplay directly into a cutscene. I just love when games do that. And the part where Batman is kind of getting hallucinated now because he's been infected by Scarecrow's poisonous gas, and he's experiencing the fears, and you see that flashback and that transition when he goes into the morgue and he sees his parents, that was awesome. And all the Scarecrow related dream sequence things were awesome. Those levels were great. And I just love the fact that they kind of gave the Scarecrow this new design, making him look more like Freddy Krueger. Scarecrow is my favorite Batman villain, so I love that. Arkham City was just amazing. Arkham City so far is definitely the best game. Just really expansive world. Loved a lot of the boss fights. Really overall, I think Arkham City was basically obviously the first one, but just much more improved, and the story was fantastic. Really, the whole Ra's al Ghul tie-in and everything with the Joker and the send-off they gave him. One of the most powerful endings ever. The Clayface boss was awesome. The Clayface fight I really enjoyed. Arkham City was just fantastic. I love that they implemented Hugo Strange and showed that he could actually be a threat. I don't think as a villain he really gets as much credit as he used to. So, yeah, Arkham City was great. Arkham Origins is, I feel like it's in between Arkham Asylum and Arkham City because Arkham Origins I think it probably had the second best story. I did really like the story. I didn't think the gameplay was quite as fluid because it was a different company that developed it, but I still thought that it still was pretty decent. My favorite thing about it was actually this extra feature they added. It was for the detective stuff. And you guys might remember if you played it, basically you could actually see what was happening backwards. It was kind of a Sherlock Holmes thing where he could basically directly recall what was happening, and it shows how awesome of a detective and basically essentially a genius that Batman is. Yeah, so that was really cool. I liked seeing that. But yeah, and that was probably my favorite thing about that game, and I did like the origin for the Joker. And the assassins I felt like were a bit mixed. For instance, I mean, Deathstroke was honestly one of the easiest bosses to me, and I was like, it's Deathstroke. They kind of undersold him a bit, but Yeah, but still a good game. I'm looking forward to the new one. It looks really awesome because Scarecrow's like the main villain. So I just think that's awesome. He's because he was absent in Arkham City, which I remember I was like, oh man, I would have loved that game. Would have been perfect if Scarecrow had been in it, but nope. So he's going to be in the next one. So hopefully it should be good. Looking forward to it. Let's see here. Let's see. Saiyan Z3's here. PK Mastered. Whoops. Ended up on Hangouts. Now it's echoing. Okay. Uh, Oh, it's fine. Yeah, Z, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, man. Yeah, it's okay. But I was thinking just because you're so close by, we should do like just a meetup and just kind of have like just like the Green Clan Phantom group just live interview discussion or just hang out in general. I think that'd be cool. But trust me, man, I know what you mean. You gotta focus on school. I'm busy as hell too, like with my podcast and everything and all the movies I'm seeing and relationships and everything else. And it's always a full plate. So no problem. We can hang out whenever. And Void Sentry sees I need to shave, but Void Sentry also says they're just joking. Yeah, I'm actually thinking about shaving. I didn't realize it was No Shave November. I guess it was just kind of good timing. But nah, I'm probably gonna get rid of this soon. But because of the cold weather, I don't know. It's kind of good protection for me. Let's see here. See what other questions we have. Yeah, getting up those viewers a little bit. Share it, like it, spread it around. Talk about the awesome Merlin stuff. Uh, No, I did not hear about an Archie Predator crossover. I did know there was an Archie Punisher crossover, which is awesome, but no, Archie Predator. Okay, Is it Archie teaming up with the Predator, or is Archie versus the Predator? Because I'm not sure which one would be more awesome. I, I don't know. Why is it people cross over with Archie? Like I know people love Archie, but come on, what? Dude, come on, that is amazing. That is amazing. It's probably better than the Superman Alien crossover, which was basically Superman destroying the aliens but being scared of them. Hero, no, I have not finished Kaiji. I did watch a couple more episodes. I'm struggling now. I'm struggling to get through it because the damn narration is really annoying now. I blame my girlfriend because she pointed out to me and she kept making fun of it. And I'm like, all right, well, I know I'll get to the villains. I've heard they're awesome. You're watching Rosa Versailles. Rosa Versailles is a really good old anime. It's kind of like it's based on something that actually happened in history. It's kind of like it's a romance. It's got that whole Shakespearean cross-dressing thing, but it's a good show. I mean, it's a little slow. It's a bit older if you guys are finicky about like questionable animation or you don't like romances, but it's legitimately a good story and it was a really influential. Like even before anime was big, this series got like international recognition, like back in the 70s, like because apparently the actual story was apparently really influential. So yeah, Rosa Versailles is good. I saw that at a convention about 2 years ago almost. Yeah, that was pretty good actually. I recommend it if you're into old school anime. I liked it. It was pretty awesome. Okay. Let's see here. Oh wow, I got a lot more questions. Joker is a great villain, absolutely. I know that Joker is everybody's favorite. I mean, Batman. If you're going to talk about the awesome Batman villains, that's unfair. That's unfair. Batman has the best rogues gallery. I mean, that's half the reason why he's so awesome because he's got such great villains. I mean, seriously, like you can't compare him. Yeah, Joker's great, but if he's your favorite, that's fine. But literally anybody, though, yeah, okay. Well, most of the villains are great. There's always some bad ones. In regards to Fairy Tail, I don't really watch Fairy Tail. I really don't. I read some of the manga, but I haven't really been keeping up with it. Am I reading any shonen or do I completely drop it? Uh, I've really actually been more into seinen, to be honest with you. But I mean, I have been following what's been going on with One Piece to some degree, and I haven't really been reading much Toriko. I guess I kind of got bored with it. I need to pick that up, but I've just been trying to keep up with anime, so I haven't been reading too much. I mean, I know about the big Naruto ending. Oh my God, how will we ever survive without Naruto? It's so glorious. Now, in all seriousness, though, I don't know. The reaction to that was not exactly what I originally expected it would be, but I don't know. People were crying about it, like, no, no more Naruto. I feel like that did impact people. Then people were so obsessed with Naruto. It's like it's kind of interesting to see people try and shift now. Let's see here. Thoughts on Frieza coming back? Uh, yeah, I heard about that. I'm actually really excited about that. I don't like. I know some people might be saying, "Oh, they're just bringing back an old villain." Okay, look, Frieza. If anybody deserves a second chance, it's Frieza because I always felt that when he came back with Trunks, he kind of got sort of he got sidestepped. Like I felt like there was potential for another big battle, maybe another good storyline. We need to learn more about Frieza. We need to actually see a reminder again of why he is considered by most to be the most powerful and awesome villain that they ever faced in terms of the actual battle, of course. But really, like Frieza is the most important villain. In terms of the narrative, in terms of the character progression, in terms of just the big battles. He had the best battles, the best tension involved. So for him to come back as a new improved bad guy, my biggest thing is I hope that they actually make the story a little more interesting than just guy shows up, beats up Goku, learn power up, and beat him up again. Like, this is a movie. We can get an extended timeline now. We can actually expand the plot. The last movie, admittedly, was a little more comedy, but had a little more backstory, had some character stuff, had a little more strategy. Give the other characters something to do. I'll make them have to find a device. Maybe it isn't the Dragon Balls. Like, let's just do something a little more complicated than random power-ups. Like, I know Toriyama's capable of this. We've seen elements of it in his work. So let's just make it more than just Frieza comes back and there's just a battle. Like, I mean, hopefully there's more original villains and we can expand further, but I can accept that for now. Let's see here. What else? Right. I'm still reading about a lot more questions. I'm still laughing about the Archie crossover. Archie and Predator. I can't believe it. That's amazing. Okay. I got a ton more questions. Let's see here. I'm the lumberjack now. Well, I am a lumberjack. Yep. Let's see here. You think Superman's villains are better than Batman's? What? What? Whoa. Okay. Lex, Darkseid, Brainiac, Doomsday. Okay. Superman has a couple really good villains. I'll give you that. Look, there's a reason why Superman is almost as popular as Batman, if not equally popular. It's also a big reason is because of the villains, naturally. Yes, Lex Luthor's great. Darkseid's amazing, and he got Brainiac. Those are three of the best villains in all of comics. I'm not going to dispute that with you. However, most of his villains, like Cyborg, come on, Bizarro, Doomsday is awesome, but he's a one-note villain. Most of Superman's villains are one-note, except for the big ones. I mean, Brainiac's awesome, but the problem is that you can't keep reusing them. I think Batman has a bigger rogues gallery with a lot more diverse villains. My opinion, of course, I mean, if you think Superman's villains are better, that's awesome. There are some great ones, but like I said, I just feel like in terms of quantity and quality, I think that Batman's are a little better. But then again, I like the Psychos. What can I say? I should read Tataman Galaxy. I'll watch it. One of the best anime ever created, or Baccano. Well, I've seen Baccano. Baccano is amazing. I've never heard of Tataman Galaxy, but let me write it down, actually. Tataman Galaxy. All right, I'll make a note of that. Yeah, actually, Baccano is great. If you guys haven't seen it, of course, it's pretty much a classic, kind of like this supernatural crime story. It's basically got like the mafia and stuff, and it's like 1920s gangsters, and there's these people that are basically all immortal, and it's about them struggling to kind of meld with normal society, and the whole thing is that the anime is kind of done out of sequence, like one big Tarantino movie, so it's kind of an awkward ending, but it's still enjoyable. It has some pretty cool characters. Attack on Avengers. Yeah, that's stupid. I don't get me wrong. I mean, I think it's cool that they wanted to do a crossover, but apparently the actual thing that came out was just a promo or something. I don't know. I'm sorry. Look, if the Avengers fought the Titans, the Avengers are gonna win. They've got Thor and they've got the Hulk, and if you go by comics, they've got people like the Vision. They've had the Sentry for a while. The Titans are doomed, okay? Like, the reason why the Titans are so threatening in the show is because they're going against normal people that are freaking, okay, well, not anymore, excuse me. Everybody in Attack on Titan has a freaking power now, and they're all Titans because it's just a stereotypical shonen, of course. Okay, yes, I have some grievances with Attack on Titan, obviously, but, okay. Anyway, the reason why there's more tension is because the Titans are basically just going up against normal people, whereas the Avengers fighting the Titans is just going to be surprisingly more one-sided than one might think. So yeah, that's that. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, but I've never heard of Tataman Galaxy, actually. That's pretty cool. Is that a newer series? Because yeah, if it's a newer one for the fall, I haven't heard anything about it. I still need to check out Terraformers, actually, though. I am glad they finally made a Parasite anime, though I know it's a bit censored, and I know Tokyo Ghoul's been pretty big. Tokyo Ghoul actually is pretty interesting. I think it's a little overrated. I mean, people, of course, saying it's the best thing ever, but it's a pretty good show. Got to load my questions again. Got to load up the questions. Yes, load up the questions. Load up the questions for the people. The people just give me questions. Oh, yes. Let's see. What's my favorite movie of the year so far? Ooh, well. Oh, easy. Birdman. Hell yeah. Birdman. It's kind of getting a more of a wide release, but Birdman is basically about this guy who's played by Michael Keaton. See if you can pick up on this, who originally played this big superhero called Birdman and then decided to just opt out of movie deals because he wanted to pursue other acting venues, but his career suffered for it. So he wants to kind of prove that he can actually be somebody important, get fame, and create a notable work. So he decides to adapt a play and build up the play's reputation and direct it and star in it. And meanwhile, he's haunted by the idea of Birdman, and he has to deal with his friends and his coworkers that are acting in the play and his daughter. And it's just a really great performance from Michael Keaton. It's kind of a subtle commentary, I think, about his experiences with the Batman movies with Tim Burton. But Birdman is probably the best movie of the year so far, though there was also this movie, this British film, or Irish film, excuse me, called Calvary. That was really good, too. I think those are probably the ones that are my favorite thus far. Guardians of the Galaxy, though, Guardians of the Galaxy is right up there with them. Really, really fantastic movie as well. But yeah, Birdman, Calvary, and Guardians of the Galaxy are all really awesome movies. And I think Boyhood, if you haven't seen it, is a really good. It was this awesome movie. Richard Linklater did it, where he actually filmed these actual actors as they were literally growing up, and follows this boy's life between age I think 10 and 18 or something. But it was done over like a 12-year period. It's really awesome. So those are some great films. Definitely check them out if you haven't seen them. Let's see here. Walking Dead season 4 and 5 seriously suck. Yeah, I started season 4 and I got like 2 episodes in. And I'm like, I'm just done with the show. I'm so bored with it now. I don't care. Like, all they do is bounce around, and they don't even focus on characters I'm interested in anymore. So, what's the point? I don't know. But yeah, I thought that it seemed like it had potential, but it got boring. Let's see here. Yeah, see what I mean, right? The Archie Predator crossover does sound amazing. It sounds amazing. It's stupid, but stupidly amazing. Yeah, all right. Let's see here. You guys keep sending them questions. I see they're getting a little low there. We'll probably go for a little bit longer. I have to do something. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I don't know. It's getting to be pretty questionable indeed. Let's see what else we got on the list to keep you guys while you're thinking. All right. Okay, Dimebags wanted me to actually talk about Serial Experiments Lane. I'm actually surprised more people don't know about that series, because that Lane is like one of the most bizarre, like horror-esque series ever. It's kind of explores some of the same ideas as The Matrix or Ghost in the Shell, for that matter, in which basically the concept of artificial intelligence gaining its true sentience and kind of crossing over into our reality. It's a really bizarre show. I'll never forget Lane though, because the thing, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. Take it as you will, but in regards to Serial Experiments Lane, I remember years and years ago, I was back in high school and I was watching the show, and this just shows how much free time I had. I watched the entire series, I think it was 13 episodes, in one day, and I found it incredibly boring, but it was compelling enough that I couldn't stop watching it. So I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what was up with that, but yeah, Lane is a good show, but I think you have to really be interested in like hard sci-fi and just weird, bizarre horror stuff to be interested in it, because it does have some really cool philosophical ideas, but it does have some pacing issues. So I would recommend it. I guess I think it's a bit of an underrated classic, but I don't know. Lane is definitely something else. Let's see here. What else? What else do we have here in terms of recommendations that I never talked about? Actually, Higurashi, baby. What? Higurashi's just disturbing as hell. Okay, I know Z wanted me to do my like top 10 DC and Marvel characters, but I think I'll actually do a video because I'm not going to think about that right now. That's just ridiculous. Uh, yeah. Anyway, what else we got? Okay. Yep. I don't know. I didn't really like Bane and Origins, to be honest. I liked Bane a lot better when they did him in Arkham City. I liked his design better. I mean, I guess it was. I guess this was actually before he got all the actual Venom stuff pumped into him. But I just think he was much more impressive earlier on, to be completely honest. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But seriously though, like I thought Bane is a cheater. Bane was a cheater. Okay, like that you were kicking his arse. All right, you were just beating him down, and he would just run away. He just runs away. Like that is the most annoying boss fight ever. So no, I don't like Bane in that game. It was annoying. It was freaking annoying. God, man, frustrating. All right, well, let's see what else we can pull out for discussion. I actually have like this list, a bunch of old things. Let's see here. Oh, hold on. I think somebody's actually texting me. Hold on one second. Sure, I'll save it. Let's go ahead and pull this up here, this other document, because I've got like this whole list of things for our resource here. All right, let's see here. Talk about Lunge. Lunge. All right, hold on a second, people. Hold on. Just sending some questions. I think I just heard somebody text me. Oh, okay. Looks like picking somebody up at 5. So I guess that gives us an actual end time proclamation for this stream here. But yeah, I'm basically going to keep this on as long as you guys keep, or even if you guys don't have specific questions, if you just want me to like talk about something, that's fine too. I'm in a mood to rant. So yeah. Let's see here. Or we can vote on the topics that I give you to talk about. That could be interesting. All right, we can go down the list. See what you guys are most interested in. All right, let's see here. We can talk Doctor Who. We can talk Star Trek. We can talk Kenichi. I love talking about how much I love Kenichi, Earth's mightiest disciple. We can talk about Android 16. We can talk about Killua. We could talk about something news related. We could talk about Ferguson. We could talk about some underrated anime villains. I've got a whole list. We could talk about Frankenstein. We could talk about some Sasuke stuff. We could talk about some Game of Thrones or some Lord of the Rings, whatever, cool stuff. We could talk about that guy Sanji. You guys might have heard of him. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to talk about. So yeah, what do you guys want to talk about? We're talking. It's you and me. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, that attack. The replacement of Naruto is Boku no Hero Academia. Greatly inspired by Naruto Part 1. Let me look this up. What is this? What is this? There's already a replacement slot for it. Can't you let like Toriko or something fill it in? Like, come on, hold on a minute. Wait. I guess Bleach can't because Bleach is like suffering horribly. All right, Boku no Hero Academia. Let's check this out. What is this? Okay. Let's check out the origin. All right, let's oh, this should be fun. Hold on a minute. Let's see here. All right, let's check this out. All right, let's see here what we have. Let's if it'll let me. Or maybe it won't. I don't know. But okay, whatever. I'll read this then. Let's see here. Boku no Hero Academia. Let's see here. All right. Okay. All right. This nonsense. All right. Page. So much annoying shit. Okay. So far, it doesn't look that Naruto-esque to me. Let's see here. It's trying to. Won't let me. It's annoying. It's so annoying. Okay. Let's see. We have. Doing anything. Cry now. The artwork looks kind of crappy. Okay, the guy's getting beaten up here because he's the underdog. Okay, so there's some Naruto comparisons there. They're fighting giant, ugly bullies. They're like giants, but they're bullies. Okay. It all began in the town of Qiching, China. One day they announced the birth of the luminescent baby because he glows. Then the paranormal was declared everywhere. Okay, this is the hook for this series. Time passed, and we could not explain the cause of this phenomena. Very quickly, the paranormal became the normal. Ah, see what they did there? Got so integrated. And dreams became reality. Current society is composed of Superman and about something the world population is known as the physical constitution. Disorder swirled into the world. This is some great exposition. It is in these circumstances that the profession that everyone has dreamed of came under the spotlight. Ooh, let's find out what profession that is. Let's actually see. Let's go to page 6. Let's go to page 6 and find out what profession that is. To fight these giant ugly dudes. What? It must be really impressive individuality to be able to transform into a monster. Not on Attack on Titan, at least it isn't. What? What's wrong? Oh, it's just a handbag thief acting violently now that his back is against the wall. If you had the ability to turn into a giant monster, why would you go around snatching purses? This is your... What? A villain appeared, and thus trains are stopped. Yes. Do your best. Oh, now the guy's admiring him. He's 14 years old. Wow, he actually looks 14. Azumi Midori, yes, he looks like he's actually 14. I'm actually kind of impressed. It's not like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure where they're all totally jacked. They're like 12. Oh, Jotaro Dono. You used your skills, this ninja guy. You used your skills for illegal purposes when people are going to work, and you have committed a thief resulting in injury. You're really evil and... I'm going to try and read this again. Hold on a second. You used your skills for illegal purposes when people are going to work and have committed a thief resulting in injury. Okay, he's hardly the ultimate evil here, guys. and all the girls and guys are all really admiring the superhero dude. Okay, he's about to fight him, and he throws out his lacquered chain prison. Okay, it's like an energy chain. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, Cannon Canyon, in which they is that a man? That's wait a minute. It looks like there's a chick jumping out. It could be a guy. You never know. The chick came out and punt and kicked the guy. She's another superhero, but her ass is totally exposed. Her costume is like it's like a okay, either that or just a bad coloring because it's like she's got this it's like a breastplate and boots and it's just a bare ass. That's possibly the worst superhero. Okay, it's part of her costume. It doesn't look like it though. The shading's not a little off. I just started today. I'm called Mount Lady. Pleased to make your acquaintance. This might be some bad translation. But I don't know. We've got a half-exposed superheroine called Mount Lady. Oh, this is the replacement for Naruto. Wow. Whew. Okay. I might actually have to read this. This is pretty bad. Okay. And as the number of paranormal phenomena grows up, the number of the crime exploded like wildfire because, of course, more superheroes breeds more supervillains. Classic concept. And when governments were bound hand and foot by laws restricted radical revisions of any reaction, courageous people and character traits of American comics went into action. They kept an eye on the paranormal and defended the people of bad intentions. Very quickly, under the leadership of public opinion, the hero, after acquiring specific civil rights, saw their professional activities officially recognized. So it's like the Superhero Registration Act, except without Captain America dying. They did it right. And rewards for their efforts. They received salaries directly from the state, and they were loved by the crowds. And this is his dream, apparently. I want to do my best to be like them. Take notes. Becoming a hero. No, it's good. Continue and give everything you've got. Titan's transformation. Yep, they're a fan of Attack on Titan. Now he's back in class, and the professor's basically telling him that he has no future and to stop daydreaming. Gotta love it when we go back to the class. Let's see here. Okay, he's studying. I will now distribute the career aspiration documents. Ooh, God, I actually always like career tests, so this should be fun. But hey, for the most part, the ambition to go the section of heroes, and of course, all the kids are like, yeah, let's do that. Well, as everyone here has good individuals, but be aware that the use of it is outside the establishment is against the rule. Sir, please don't put me in the same bag as the others. There's always that one guy. Oh, yeah, happy birthday to Jorshe, by the way. Almost forgot. Let's see here. Okay, now we've got, Katsuki Bakagyo. Okay, I'm guessing he's going to be the annoying guy for the manga. I really do not intend to make buddy-buddy with those who have weak individualities. What do you mean by that, Katsuki? Shut up, you secondary characters behave as such. Okay, that was funny. Oh, yes, indeed, Bakagyo. You want to go to UA High School, don't you? It's also said that the entrance examination has the air of a cutthroat. Ooh, it's tough to get into the high school. That's classic as well. I'm not surprised by the secondary characters like you that are quacking. I got an A at the exams, me, and I'm the only one here to go to UA. I will even surpass All Might, and then I will become the highest ranked hero of all, and I will leave you forever in the ranking. So in this world, superheroes are partially based on, I guess it's based on grades because you can't get in purely because you have a superpower. So it's like everything is like X-Men, except some people don't have superpowers, which means there's basically just superpowered people and normal people, and wow, that's interesting. Okay. It's a little sad, but whatever. Let's see here. Page 13. Okay. Okay, now he's making fun of the main character, saying that he has nothing against him. He's saying he doesn't intend to repeat. Oh, we got another timid main character who's going to grow. It's like Kanishi. Okay, let's see here. Blah, blah, blah. They're beating him up. Blah, 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 blah. blah, blah. Let's see. He's depressed now. There's a giant monster attacking again. He's daydreaming about saving the day. Nice 20-page shonen manga for you. Because I'm here. Okay. On Yahoo News. Ooh. Okay. Okay, he's saying he's going to go off and be a hero now. The guy's going to follow him. Okay, the comic's getting kind of boring now. This is too cruel. Some say that it is possible to start that year to determine the person who will be ranked first hero. I'll be the first, but also the only one of this shabby municipal school, and more since I am a perfectionist, I'm with those who claim the title of one who seeks to continue his studies at Yurei have a certain dignity. What? For the moment, forget the idea of passing, entering the contest at Yurei, you dirty nerd. Stupid fanboy. Oh, hey, try to answer at least something. He can't. He's so pathetic that even in third year, he still can't see things in the face. What? Yeah, this is terrible. Some terrible translation. I don't know what the hell that meant. What? I guess he can't accept things at face value? Is that what that was supposed to translate? Not impressed, manga here. Not impressed. I like how there's actually, like, alternate possibilities for the translation, too. It's pretty awesome. Okay, we're almost at the end of this comic. Let's see here, this chapter. Again, seriously? Okay, he's visiting the younger brother, I guess. Oh, no, that's his mom. That's his mom. Okay, so now we're back at home, and he's looking at porn. They're going to say he's studying, but he was looking at pornography. I'd wager. He's 14. Come on. You know. Let's see here. And now, oh, wow, we're like at the last page now. Went through that pretty quick. Okay. Okay, actually, he met like a scientist guy, and he's going to offer to give him a power. And he has a husband. She has a husband that can breathe fire. Okay, that's where he gets the possibility. And looks like here, that's where the comic ends, apparently. Or well, actually, there's a lot more, but I'm not going to read anymore because. Okay, well now I've read Boko no Pico Academia. That was silly. That was really silly. But I don't know. Could be funny. Could be funny. Has potential for sure. Let's see here. Enough of that. Let's go back to some questions. Oh yeah, Godzilla versus the Avengers. I believe that was a comic that actually existed back in like the 60s or 70s or something. I think that's actually happened before. Are they doing it again? Because if they were, that's awesome. Everybody see that new Godzilla movie, by the way? I was kind of disappointed by that. Like, it was a lot better than the 98 one, of course, but yeah. Oh, let's see. Oh, wow, I got a lot more questions. That's what happens. Okay, blah, 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 blah. I would go to Godzilla on the City if I were a monster. Yeah, I would too. So I guess that's what he decided. He wants a record of the Lotus War anime remake. You know, actually, that's a really underrated series. I think you're right. That should get a remake with some new animation. But I do like the pacing of older series. So, Record of Lotus War, I think, is actually a pretty interesting one. One of the lower fascinating ones. I prefer the whole Batverse as a whole to the Kryptonite one, though. I just think no Batman villain except for the Joker is in league with the four I mentioned. I guess well, I don't know. I think that a lot of the Batman villains could actually potentially give Superman trouble as well. So, yeah, I understand. Yeah, okay. I think I get what you're saying. Let's see here. Okay, Tatum Galaxy synopsis. When a college dropout stops for a late night to bite a mysterious ramen stand, he crosses paths with the self-proclaimed deity of matrimony. This bizarre meeting sends the young man hurtling through a horrifying flashback to a not-so-glorious college days when the influence of a cruel new friend for hopeless romantic and the mischievous Black Cupid. Ranked 67 by Funimation. It sounds interesting. So it's kind of a romance thing. Best crossovers? Well, definitely not Archie and Terminator. You know what? I have not checked out Psycho Pass yet, but I'm going to watch it. I've heard I really would like it, and I've heard I think it's on Netflix now. I think I'm finally going to go see that. The next big three, One Piece, obviously. Hopefully Toriko, and I guess Fairy Tail. I don't know. Fairy Tail is probably the next big popular one to fill that slot. Let's see here. Yeah. No, actually, I liked him. I liked him better in Arkham City with Bane. I didn't like the design of him in Origins. Lord of the Rings. Well, I'll tell you what. Give me something specific to talk about because Lord of the Rings is a whole nother conversation. But yeah, give me some options. I think Shinji Ikari is a complex character, but I don't know if that necessarily makes him an enjoyable character. I think the thing about Shinji, people have to realize is he's under a lot of pressure. I mean, he's basically the interpretation of a Messiah character, but somebody that actually has trouble dealing with it. You know, he's basically a 14-year-old kid who he's had this abusive relationship with his dad. His mother's basically gone, and then you find out more about what actually is involved with his creation and his storyline with the series. So Shinji actually has a lot of complexity and depth. It's just that I don't know. I don't think that his lack of complexity is why people don't like him. I just think people don't like the way he reacts to things. Oh, let's see here. Oh, Zoro, what's up, man? Commented on Interstellar. Oh, okay. Well, first of all, going inside a black hole, we don't really know much about it. Basically, though, okay, the reason why, spoilers for Interstellar, by the way, the reason why I felt the last act of Interstellar was complete nonsense was because okay, Matthew McConaughey goes into the black hole because okay, at this point, we're giving up. We have no other opportunities, no chances, might as well. He goes into the center and he ends up in this tesseract. Basically, he finds out that at the center of the black hole, I don't know if it's necessarily a machine of some kind. Apparently, it is. It's basically like he can go into a gigantic, infinite compressed box in the singularity where he can actually see all points in his life and he can find the exact point through that device or alternate dimension, whatever it is, that he can go back in time and find his daughter and tell her not to go find him, that the whole mission is completely worthless and that he wants to actually stay with her and not go on the mission in the first place. But we find out that the whole reason the whole mission started and the reason is because he managed to relay a message to her. And the fact that he was able to relay the message to her, she was able to figure out how to manipulate time and space so that they could save the human race. But the way he does it is quite literally, he just taps literally the interdimensional gateway of time. He taps it hard enough that she's able to notice it. Like time is completely physical, and you could just do that. Like he just goes up to the window, which I mean, I guess possibly it's theoretically possible, but the problem I have with it is this. He gives her the message, but he tells her specifically, don't go. He says stay. The message is stay because it's really difficult to get entire messages across time, even if you're just tapping against this interdimensional wall, whatever it is, really hard. He says stay. And what does she take that as when she has this amazing, amazing freaking burst of enlightenment, this revelation regarding her father saying stay? Like, I understand now. He's in the far future. The aliens that have guided us are actually ourselves in the future, which I would question why don't they just tell them exactly how to get there? I mean, I guess they have to be as delicate as possible with the space-time continuum. But the problem is he says stay, and what does she do? She doesn't stay. She goes further into the future, and then somehow they're like, oh yeah, that's how she was able to figure out how to use the machine and solve the equation. I mean, like, by doing what? All she got was the vague impression that her father somehow sent her this message from some place in the center of a black hole in the bending of space and time millennia from now, and the message she got was stay, and she used that as inspiration to just solve the link. That makes no sense at all. That makes no sense at all. Hold on a second. Hello? Yeah, I heard you. I got the text. I'll come get you. I'm just doing a stream right now. Yep. Yeah, I got you. I got you. I'll get you. I'll get you in about half an hour, okay? No problem, honey. Okay, bye-bye. Love you. But, yeah. Excuse me. Apologize. Everybody's texting me now. I got to pick people up. Let's see here. But, yeah, that's why I think Interstellar is ridiculous, because it's just... Uh, okay, let's see here. Okay, my aunt is doing okay, I guess. I don't know. I hope so. I know that. Okay. Anyway, uh, yeah, that's the reason why I think Interstellar was just completely ridiculous. Completely ridiculous. Like, I was actually okay with the movie. It did have issues, but I was okay with the movie up until that last act where they just were kind of like making up everything as it went along. But okay, according to the Godzilla versus Avengers, Godzilla was matched with Thor's strength. I think Godzilla is more powerful than Thor, but that's just me. Yeah. Let's see here. There's a bit of a conversation going on apparently. Uh, I'm the only one that didn't mind Trunks killing Frieza. It's honestly a top 3 moment. I felt the way Frieza died was perfect. He already had this spotlight, and he was killed by Super Saiyan nonetheless, an established Trunks character as well. Trunks slash Frieza. Fans complain about this moment. Uh, uh, well, this is the thing. I don't really dislike the fact that Trunks destroyed Frieza like that. Like, Trunks' introduction is awesome. The problem is, though, I think that there might have been a better way to do it. Like, they could have actually had Trunks come in a little bit later, perhaps, and stretch it out. Like, it could have been the ending of another arc, potentially. I'm not saying that it didn't dramatically suffice to improve Trunks' character. Trunks from the future is one of the best characters in the series. He had a great introduction, but the problem is because he was Super Saiyan and because he literally destroyed Frieza so easily, it kind of sabotaged any potential we had to learn more about Frieza and King Cold and see the other characters fight. It could have been more fun. I think overall it's more important that Trunks was introduced, of course, but then again, Trunks becoming a Super Saiyan easily introduces the whole aspect of everybody being Super Saiyans, and then the other characters that aren't Saiyan doing less, and it kind of was the beginning of another step into kind of eventually leading into eventual problems with Cell and then, of course, with Boo. So Trunks was, no pun intended, kind of a double-edged sword when he was introduced. But yeah, that's just me. In terms of Lord of the Rings, Breaking Bad's your favorite TV show? Well, it's pretty awesome. Yeah, you can post a link to the Archie crossover. That's fine. I'll check it out. I'll react to that if you want me to. Um, do you think Light became a Shinigami when he died? If they let him in, I never really got the impression they liked him that much. But I mean, I think they kind of disliked humans in general. They were kind of impartial. Like, I don't know. I guess they could become because they were essentially. I don't know. I feel like that would be too. I feel like that would be too good a conclusion for Light, honestly. Yeah. Yes. That was my girlfriend on the phone. Thoughts on censorship in anime? I really wish that they would stop censoring anime so much. Like, I understand there's censorship everywhere, and you got to take into account different demographics, and more people are exposed to something on TV than just purchasing something you actually have to pay for. But since most manga is free, I think it's just as much of a problem. I do find it annoying though when they water down certain aspects of a series that was originally a manga or comic or whatever. They turn it into an anime, and I don't mind if they tone down the violence a bit, but if they tone down certain elements like maybe something involving sexuality or excessive violence or some aspect of the story that sabotages the characters and how we're supposed to react to them, that's a problem. So I think censorship is necessary sometimes, but you got to be careful with it because sometimes censorship could interrupt elements of the story. Like, one reason why Monsters is a great anime adaptation is because it's exactly the same as the manga, like practically line for line, scene by scene. It's a great adaptation. So nothing is lost in translation. Let's see here. Yeah, but in terms of Lord of the Rings, let's see if there's anything specific you wanted me to talk about. Oh, actually, I know something we could talk about Lord of the Rings related. Okay, there's the whole Frodo and Sam thing. There has always been kind of this joke that Frodo and Sam were, well, they were gay. They had a homosexual relationship or homosexual tendencies. Look, first of all, when you're on a long journey, two guys by themselves, and you've got the whole world, quite literally on your shoulders. And you guys are close and you're loyal and you've got each other's back, and there's no ladies around, and it's a dark, cold, scary place where nothing but rocks and dirt everywhere, freaking orcs and other monsters nearby. Okay, feelings can come up, things can happen. Just saying. But besides that, even if that did happen, I don't think Frodo really had much of an established sexuality. I think that's one of the reasons why this is up for debate. So, but I never thought that Frodo, his sexuality mattered at all. Now, in regards to Samwise, though, Samwise Gamgee, I'm pretty sure from all the evidence that we see, at least, I think he's pretty straight. I mean, his whole desire, basically, but yeah, I think I think I had like a little bit of an internet loss there for a second, but my apologies. But basically, I just think that's an argument that's something that has to be let go a little bit. But yeah, so send in any more questions. We've got probably about a half an hour before we have to go. Maybe a little less than that. I gotta pick my lady friend up from work. I think she's getting off early because there's kind of a bit of a storm going out now, a bit of a storm, snow and stuff. So yeah, just any last questions or discussion topics? We're probably gonna do a little bit of a wrap up here in the next couple minutes. So feel free to send them in. Let's see here. Yeah. Uh-huh. Come on, you fools. Load. Load your questions, you fools. Load them. Load them now. Do it now. What are you waiting for? Come on. Do it now. Okay. Yeah, I just think, yeah, I agree. Killing Freezing Cold was just a little too fast. And we didn't get to see what King Cold potential was. That's the biggest problem, I think. That's the biggest issue with that. Kid Trunks is kind of annoying. Never really liked him that much. Let's see here. Yeah. Oh, you finished the Soul Society arc in Bleach. Well, I would say, in all honesty, look, in all honesty, the Okay, I'm just going to tell you this right now. I have talked to death about this, and I'm not going to complain about it anymore. But look, if you're reading Bleach and you just got done with the Soul Society arc, you can read on a bit more if you want, but I will be completely honest with you, it never gets better than that. Now, some people would argue about whether or not it's gotten really bad or, what the level of good or bad is, but Soul Society arc is where Bleach peaks. Most people agree on that. So you can read on if you want, but I just say it's not going to be as good as that, in my opinion. Zoro, yes. Oh, God. Oh, House of Cards. Oh, yes. Somebody loves House of Cards. Dude, I just watched like all 2 seasons. I couldn't stop. I just went right through it. House of Cards is amazing. It has like a lot of commentary. It's kind of like The West Wing, but a lot darker, a lot grittier. But it's just amazing how quickly paced that series is. I'm so excited for the next season. Kevin Spacey just gives a fantastic performance. Yeah, dude, I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but dude, I think depending on the characters you're attached to, I'm not going to say anything, but stuff happens, man. Season one was great, and it ended like with this awesome cliffhanger. Season 2 gets even better. So yeah, Zoro, keep watching House of Cards. House of Cards is just amazing. It is amazing. Yeah, House of Cards, people. If you're into that stuff, check it out. Check it out. That's to read. Yeah. Wow. A lot of talking. A lot of ranting. Getting thirsty. Mad thirst. Wasn't that Bushido Spirit? God of Thirst? Stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God of Thirst. And then I don't know. What's bad is like the anime community has affected my life so much that I'll be randomly walking by like somewhere and I'll just be really thirsty and I'll just think to myself, you need to pray to the god of thirst. Think about it. Why is there a god of thirst? I know that obviously there's connotations to thirst, but think about it. Like literally speaking, any kind of thirst you want to consider. Why is there a deity specifically designed for that? It's almost as silly as Mr. Miracle. I mean, he's basically the god of escape artistry, the god of not getting laid, the god of extreme thirst, the god of lack of dehydration and lack of lack of sexual intercourse. There is a deity for that. It's messed up. What's a good gateway anime? I'm suggesting an anime to a friend, and I can't choose between Cowboy Bebop, FMA, Death Note, or Attack on Titan. They want something more sci-fi. I thought Code Geass, but I don't know if they would stick to that. All right, people. For Videosis here, he has put in a good question. A good gateway anime for his friend who is more into sci-fi. Now, you guys know what I would say. Let's be honest. You're talking to like pretty much one of the biggest Fullmetal Alchemist fan bases on YouTube right here. Biggest fans. Now, I'm just going to say right now, I think all 4 of those options are good gateway anime series. I really do. If they really like action, Attack on Titan. But I think Attack on Titan after season 1, who knows how it's going to go. Code Geass, I think, is a bit much in terms of plot and just I think it has some of the negative connotations people associate with anime, with some of the designs and the character actions. I don't know if that's the best way to go. Death Note is decent, but if you want to go sci-fi, I think it's between FMA and Cowboy Bebop, which are 2 of the best. FMA is a really good anime to get you into anime. It's basically what got me into anime. But I think that if they want more sci-fi, Cowboy Bebop, Zoro and Hero and everybody will probably back me up on this. Cowboy Bebop is a really good series. It's pretty accessible to everybody, even if you're not really into anime. If you like sci-fi, I think it's kind of like Firefly. If they've ever seen that show, it's very similar. I bet it was probably partially an inspiration for Firefly and Joss Whedon. So Cowboy Bebop is a great gateway anime. I'd recommend that to them. You probably find it pretty cheap now somewhere. Recommend getting some sort of awesome edition. The jazz cut. Yeah, that was my butchering of the. Wait, that was not Cowboy Bebop at all. It's I was thinking Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law. Well, I guess there was the Adult Swim collection there. That was the connection I made. Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna look through the last couple of questions and comments here. The Godzilla movie took long enough to get into, took too long to get into the Godzilla greatness. I honestly didn't really care about the human characters too much, honestly. Thank you, Zoro. Thank you. All right. I'm sorry, people. I look, I'm a huge Godzilla fan. You guys might have noticed I was doing like I watched every Godzilla movie in anticipation for this one. I reviewed them all. We did like a massive like Godzilla talk with my buddy Justin from Film Fanatics. Look, we went in, as they say, we went deep, and you know how deep we went. We went real deep into the Godzilla discussion, okay? And I'm telling you, Godzilla was big when I was a kid. I loved it, really into it. Now, Godzilla, the new movie did definitely do significantly better than the 98 one. The problem, though, is that even though it was technically a better movie, it still suffered from the same problems that movies like the Transformers ones and even the Ninja Turtles movie suffered from. We want to go there to actually focus on Godzilla. And they also advertised it like Godzilla was the threat. First of all, he was the hero. It was the other monsters that were a threat, which isn't necessarily a problem. But most of the movie uses those angles because that's that director's thing. He likes to bounce around them. You ever see Monsters, that particular film? It's all about the human characters. He's not really necessarily about the monsters. The human characters in Godzilla were not very interesting, and we were supposed to care about them, but they were bland. They were forgettable. The only guys that were likable were freaking Bryan Cranston, who dies way too soon, and Ken Watanabe, who's just there to freaking exposit things and sound cool. Like, come on. There were like maybe about 5 legitimate full-on action scenes with Godzilla, and they were all amazing, but not enough. Just not enough. Let's see here. Breaking Bad versus Game of Thrones. Well, first of all, it's unfair because Game of Thrones is still going. Oh, that's so hard, though. Oh, gosh. That is so hard. Oh, man. You're right, though. Oh, yeah. The Namek arc was definitely completed in with Goku at the Kaioken. But, man. Oh, God. I love Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is so addicting, but so is Breaking Bad. I think Breaking Bad definitely. They both have really good characterizations, good worlds. Breaking Bad's close to reality, so I think it has a little more of a punch. Oh, that's really tough. I'm gonna say Breaking Bad is probably the better show overall as it is right now because it's completed. We've seen where it's going. Game of Thrones does have the issue. Okay, I'd say Breaking Bad's better because it does have a main character slowly transform from a decent guy into a terrible human being, but still be complex and enjoyable enough to watch that we want to see him succeed and we want to actually follow him and see what happens to him, whereas Game of Thrones just axes all its characters constantly. People die a little too much, I think. But still, Game of Thrones, I will say this, though. Breaking Bad, I think, is a better show overall. In terms of its quality and its thematics and its character growth. But I think especially if you're into fantasy and action and horror, I think that Game of Thrones has a little more entertainment value. It has more rewatchability because I feel like I want to go back and rewatch Game of Thrones and get caught up again for the next season. But Breaking Bad, I saw it not too long ago. I'm not like rushing to see Breaking Bad again. You know, that it's like Sopranos or The Wire. It has to kind of sit before you go back to it. What are my thoughts on movies ruining comics? It depends. I mean, some movies really do ruin the comics, but to be honest with you, I think especially with Marvel, I think movies can be, if they're well done, a good way to actually get a bigger audience for people to get them into comics. So, not necessarily. Do I think Squirrel Girl could take down Beerus? Well, she is the most popular character in all fiction, so yeah, Beerus doesn't have a chance. Oh, man. Wow. Let's see here. I think it's annoying because people are posting things and it's not going immediately to the top. All right, let's go here. Let's see if I can find your questions here. Anywhere? So many questions, which is awesome, but can I find them? Okay, I think it's just hiding them from me. That's so annoying. Oh, wait. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Archie meets the Predator. Let's see. Just because Ryo said that light at the end doesn't mean that Shinigami he was taking him to was him. TV or movies? I picked TV because they're more descriptive of characters and mythos. I think they're two different types of mediums because they have to tell a story, and I think that one has to do it in a condensed period of time, whereas the other one has it stretched out. These days, I think if TV is done well, I think I prefer it because you can actually stay with the characters and plot lines more. You don't have to give it up right away. So I actually think I pick TV. Terraformers I have not watched yet, but I actually want to. It's on my list. Everyone in House of Cards is an asshole, and I love it. Well, I know that. So you love your assholes, man. But no, really, it's true. But that's what politics is. Let's be honest. I mean, you have to play dirty. But House of Cards is really great. Seriously, stick with it. Tank by the seatbelts. What? What do you think of broadcast dubbing of anime, where the episodes airing in anime start being dubbed by the week when the subbed episodes reach 4? Hey, that's cool. I mean, if they can dub the anime quicker and keep it good quality, I'm fine with that. But no problem, Zoro. That's what I do. Godzilla was so frustrating. I mean, I give it like a B minus. Like, acting was good, and Godzilla was awesome when he was there, but the plot was stupid, and they held out too much. Pizza on the Roof. Yep. What do we think of Ed, Ed, and Eddie? I actually never watched that cartoon too much, but I thought it was okay the couple episodes I saw. You only need badass hair of the old days to go full badass. I feel like there's a reference I don't get, Kilps. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, let me read this link. Archie meets the Predator. Come on, let's. Oh no. If it bleeds, Jughead can kill it. If it bleeds, we could kill it. Okay, remember that Archie crossover? It's pretty weird, but it happens. Archie Comics is determined. Oh, that's what I was referencing. Remember that time Archie and the Riverdale crew met the Punisher? That was pretty weird. But it appears Archie Comics is determined to make sure that doesn't go down in history as the most unusual crossover. This morning, via USA Today, the publisher announced the new partnership with Dark Horse Comics that will merge Archie and the Predator franchise into one violent, surreal crossover. It's a 4-issue miniseries planned for spring of 2015. Oh, man. Written by Alex DeCampi, artist Ferdinand Ruiz. But don't let the innocent art style fool you. This comic is shaping up to be every bit as violent as the Predator films. Archie Meets the Predator is the publisher's latest foray into mature readers' territory after the books of Afterlife with Archie and the chilling adventures of Sabrina. Oh, that is freaking amazing. I'm going to have to read that. That's awesome. Whew. Thank you for sharing that with me. Archie versus the Predator. It's going to happen. 4 Kids. I'll tell you about 4 Kids. 4 Kids sucks. I swear to God, I blame 4 Kids for people not taking One Piece seriously, or Sailor Moon for that instance. Seriously. People are like, every time I bring up One Piece to somebody that doesn't read it, like, they're like, what, One Piece? That show was so lame. I couldn't get into it. Did you watch it when you were a kid? 4 Kids, it's like the worst translation group ever. It's terrible. Come on. Oh, man. All right. Telling you, though. It's rough, man. It's rough. Outside the fandom group, I'm useless. Gee, I wonder why we're not actually going to explore that arc immediately. Maybe because that character will be useless for the rest of the series? Didn't think that far ahead. Huh? Oh, Hunter x Hunter. So silly. Yeah, that Archie crossover looks freaking awesome. Yeah, guys, got a few more minutes here, and then we're probably going to wrap this up. But, yeah, like I said, last couple questions. I'll probably say one in about 5 minutes or so. Let's see. Just like check it out. Yeah, I'll say. And if you guys want to, like, just send in more questions in the video afterwards and share this so people can make fun of me, it's all good. I'll answer any questions you have. I've got another video coming out about Daredevil that I'm going to release pretty soon, and I'm going to probably talk about some other things as well. So some good stuff coming out. Let's see here. So check out the Phantom group actually for some new content's pretty good. We still got to get that Hunter x Hunter bridge out sometime, if it ever happens. See if it happens. But yeah, there's that, and also of course check out Film Fanatics podcast. We Justin, Dan, and I we review like pretty much every new release that comes out, as well as some older movies. So if you guys want to put in requests for that, let me know, and you can actually hear them on the podcast. We'll put them into the lineup for our listeners' choice. So might let you guys know about that. Wait. Oh, Zoro's giving me some advice. And some comments are probably right. I'm going to pick on it. You're supposed to order two levels. Wait, what? You got to pick on the top right. Oh, okay. Okay, that might explain it. Because, yeah, the comments were, like, all out of order. So, okay, that explains it. All right. Yeah, thanks, actually. Yeah, that was something else. But, yeah, I'm telling you. We need to do another stream for the Phantom group again, by the way, in the near future. But, yeah, thanks, Sorrel. I'll take that into account next time. Obviously, been a while since I've done a stream. Google Plus has been like my worst enemy. I swear to God, like it's always tough getting on here, and then once I do, there's some new feature I don't know about. Internet, damn you, you fools. All right, well, I'll take this opportunity, I guess, to wrap things up. Yeah, like I said, support Phantom Group, support Film Fanatics. There'll be some more videos coming your way. If you have any more things you'd like me to discuss and do actual videos about, guys, please put them in the comments section below. I'll make a note of it. I'll try to get some out. It's kind of awesome. I've actually got the next couple days off for work, so I have some free time to work on some videos. So Zoro, Hero, Z, anybody wants to actually, get me together for some calls or for some live streams, let's do that. Get some videos done or something if you're not busy for Thanksgiving. And yeah, guys, if you want to send in some requests, they're always welcome. I'll try to get a couple more videos out to you over this Thanksgiving weekend. So on that note, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Leave comments below. And yeah, check it out. Merlin out, man. Peace.